89.3 2GLF.
You are now listening to Three Quirks and a Twerk at 89.3 FM.
This is my station.
Action.
It's just insane and I love it.
Entertainment.
Hey guys, it's Selena Gomez.
Hey, this is Ed Sheeran.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Swift.
Entrepreneurs.
You need to learn this business, and this is the time to do it.
And empowerment.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get in the game.
It's Friday.
I can't believe that it's Freaky Friday.
YB Moody, shake that booty and tune in to the voice of the continent.
And a Turk at 89.3 FM.
Woohoo!
Weather. What a Friday, ladies. Can you believe this, Valentina?
I can, actually. I'm so excited to be back in the studio again.
You know what? This week has been a fantastic week. I mean, like, you look at the world soccer, what's happening with the world soccer. Do you actually follow the world soccer?
This year, no.
The world stopped for world soccer. I was so disappointed that the Aussie team.
You're disappointed with the Aussie team, so you've been
Yes.
up to date, have you?
I've been up to date.
Okay.
And, I was just so disappointed.
Did you wake up at 5 a.m. to watch
Are you
these?
kidding me?
Yeah.
One time I did.
One time, who did you watch? Australia?
I figured that's why I was so disappointed. The first round I did.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. And then the first half, the Aussies did an amazing job. Then the second half,
No, they bombed out, did they?
got bombed out.
Oh,
And I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it, you
no.
know? But who's your favourite team, Valentina?
Obviously, I support Australia.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
You're just saying that because we're in Australia. Well, apparently Argentina's doing really well. Argentina's doing well.
Yes,
Spain's doing well.
sure.
France is doing well. But
Sure.
I just think us Aussies, mate, we've got to pick our game and we'll do it next
You
year.
know, we've done pretty good. We've done pretty well.
Not too bad, not too
Yeah.
bad. So this week's going to be very interesting because we're talking about leadership, right? And a lot of people talk about leadership in terms of like the pyramid scheme. A lot of people say...
What do you mean the pyramid
Well,
scheme?
the old days, right, where the corporate world is, right, the pyramid scheme's like that.
You're talking
right?
about the
So
multi-level marketing?
No, the CEO is always on the top. So you've got a pyramid,
okay,
right?
got
so the
you.
CEO is on the top.
Got
And
you.
that's your typical American system of management.
Right.
But
So is the pyramid upside down now?
So now the pyramid's upside down, right? So it's the people, the staff.
Love it.
It's more important than the CEO. But this week is interesting because we've actually got someone very special that's joining us today.
That's right.
And that is Sarah.
Woohoo, Sarah,
you're
welcome.
Sarah, how you doing, Sarah?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me. Really
How-
excited to be here today.
How's your Friday?
Not too bad, despite I get lost before I came here.
Don't worry, we all get lost. We all get lost in this world somewhere, don't we?
You're still lost, Davey.
I tell you what,
No.
getting lost in Japan
Yeah, okay.
is pretty scary.
Yeah, I
especially the
bet.
train
I bet.
system.
Well, tell us about your trip.
So we were in Japan for 10 days for work, and this is my third time I've been there. And what intrigues me most about Japan, right, is that the train network, it's like an underworld. Like you catch a train, inside the platform is underground. So underground, you've got like multi-level of platform. You've got your shops, you've got your food, you've got your bar. It just fascinates me. It's like a whole new world. Whole new world.
They are so on time. They've got a proper system of structure. So you can't get lost.
I know. Well, don't say you can't get lost. Don't say you can't get lost.
Sick.
Anyone who goes over to Tokyo
Yeah.
and trying to catch a train,
Yeah.
they get lost.
I've been to Japan. Sarah, have you been to Japan? Because I never got lost. I understood
Rub
the
it in,
system.
why don't you?
Depending on the station, if you're in the
Yes.
central station, is actually at the underworld, like I would say under the ground, looks
Yes.
completely different.
That's
and
true.
I actually had experience carrying a very large luggage, trying to find the right exit with the escalator.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
How many years have you traveled to Japan a fair bit, or?
Not in the recently year. I've been to a couple of times, mainly with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Sarah's here today to talk to us about great leaders have to go deep. I want to repeat that. Sarah, why do great leaders have to go deep? Do you feel that leaders at the moment, they don't commit, they don't go deep enough? Is that the reason why?
I think, first of all, we need to define what's meant by go deep, like deep diving.
Yeah.
I often use an analogy between like surface shallow leadership versus
Yes.
deep dive leadership.
Okay.
So when you're thinking about people floating above the water, they're splashing around shallow, pretty much more reactive to the situation that happened to them.
Okay.
Then someone's really willing to go deep.
Yeah.
They're the one who connect with themselves. They're the one who are able to connect with the others, particularly the team and even the family, the community.
Yeah.
They're a lot more empathetic and they engage with people.
So do you feel that the style of management in a way is actually quite good now when we discuss the pyramid's been turned upside down? The old day, it's always about the CEO, right, and the executive. But now, because of the pyramid's been turning upside down, normal staff, normal employees, higher and business executive have a choice, have a decision within the company structure. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a really leading question. But I wonder whether it's necessary is pyramid turning upside down, or actually it can be in another way. I almost felt like right now with agile transformation, the hierarchy in organization is become a lot more flattened. And rather than the traditional hierarchical model that you have to climb to get into the top, it's become a lot more flexible, or even sometimes I felt like almost like a circle, and whoever leading particular part, they jump in the middle, and they're guiding and leading everyone to swim towards the outcome.
So Valentino, I mean, like you do a lot with business consultancy and freelancing and all that as well. Do you see that the management landscape changed a fair bit, say the last 10 years or so?
I actually haven't worked in a corporate setting for the last 10 years.
Has been that long.
But in saying that, I have worked with executive leaders.
Yes.
And they are doing it. There's much more challenges.
Yeah.
And businesses are leaner. And the changeover of innovation with AI is coming to take effect. So there are less staff coming on board as well. And yes, the organisation is actually going wider and less executive level. But, you know, in the traditional corporate world, it's still there.
Yeah.
I still see that.
It's funny
It's just when it comes to startups, it's very different.
It's funny how everyone's talking about AI technology, right? If you look deeper, I'm just using your quote here, Sarah. It's great leaders have to go deep. I'm going deep on this conversation with AI, right? A lot of people think AI is a game changer for the industry, for the business. But do we realize that AI can be the death of the business world as well?
Interesting.
Yes.
That's very provoking, like, perspective that coming up. A lot of people thinking adopting AI is really good for business, but at the same time, there's things that AI can't replace, like human connections, like the authentic relationship you build within the organization and with your customers, even with the wider ecosystem.
Yeah.
And those are the things can't be replaced.
Yes, it's true you're saying that, right? But in China and Japan, they're building partners now, robots, boyfriend, girlfriend now. So they're thinking in the future, Sarah, you don't need a boyfriend. You go to the shop, you place an order, you want some nice, handsome robot. He doesn't complain, he doesn't whinge, and he's there for you. So a lot of people are banking on future generation that we don't need relationship, we don't need the intimate, we just go and buy a bloody robot and they will be our companion. So there's a lot of conversation
but still,
out there,
the
right?
Prime Minister of Japan, Sane Takichi, she's introduced funding and grants so that couples can have babies.
Correct.
As well, trying to increase the population.
That's correct.
So she still believes human connection is absolutely important. You know?
I love Japan because Japan encourages you to get married. Japan actually pays you to have kids. Japan actually pays you to actually have 3 or 4 kids. They will provide education and health and that as well. So you know what? I'm going to Japan to find myself the next girlfriend. But folks, you are tuning in with the 3 Quirks and Turk, 89.3 FM.
Back, I'm Sarah. Welcome to 3 Quirks and a Turk.
Not too bad.
Not
Not too bad, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining these 3 Quirks and a Turk for a Friday afternoon. Not only are you an award-winning speaker, leadership coach, but also a trilingual psychology. Tell us a bit about the psychology side of things. How, like, is that part of your business? Is that part of your job that you do to look after the corporate people?
Yes, I actually had a career transition. So I studied in psychology and I did my master in organization psychology.
Wow.
So normally people who study in organization psychology, they work in human resources like organizational development or learning and training. But actually I went on an alternative path. I was working in innovation and digital transformation for a decade.
Yes.
And I had experienced burnout myself, unfortunately. And it's triggered me to rethink about my entire career trajectory. And last year, I've made quite a bold decision to leave corporate and start my own coaching business. And also right now, I'm doing keynote speaking as well.
I guess it's good because like in the 2026, you see that a lot of transitions in terms of employment and full time. A lot of people now are realizing that the quality of life is more important than a 9-to-5 job. Hence the reason why I see now a lot of young people don't want to work no more. They just want to have a job, or they want to work freelance or set their own business. So as someone transition from the corporate into your own business, how challenging is that, Sarah?
It's like a roller coaster every day.
Yes, correct. Don't we love the roller coaster?
Yeah, I've been doing it for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
Can't get off it, right? The ride just keeps going up. And you know what? It's different challenges. And the benefit, even though it's stressful, right, Sarah?
Stressful at times.
Stressful at times, but you know that there is meaning and that it's rewarding.
It is.
You know?
And also the sense of freedom as well, because you create your own scope, right? When you work in a corporate, you got given a scope of delivery and you can do it very well in delivering it. But yet
to
your client.
To your client, right?
KPI, you mean, Sarah? KPI?
Yeah, or OKR if you're in agile transformation.
Oh, wow, so fancy. What's that again? K?
OKR.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one before.
You're okay.
Okay, you okay, Sarah?
Right, yeah, but you're absolutely right. It's also about flexibility, and you're setting your own goals, your own KPIs.
Exactly.
And you're wanting, and there's a different drive and your own motivation. So you're totally in a very disciplinary way of transitioning.
I'm very glad you mentioned about motivation, because there's two types of motivation. We have like intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. A lot of people when they
what was it? Intrinsic
motivation and extrinsic motivation.
So what's X?
Extrinsic motivation more like money, your salary, your recognition, your status quo that motivate you to do something. But intrinsic motivation is a lot more related to who you are and what you want. It's like mastery, it's like your purpose. So those are the things that are actually motivating you.
So your motivation wasn't working in the corporate world. Your motivation was to actually go out into the real world and utilizing your skill set to help other people. Is that your motivation?
That's my motivation now, but it wasn't before.
Okay.
What was your motivation before?
I think like a lot of Asian professionals, right? We kind of expect a set success ladder or success checklist. And I was trying to tick a lot of those boxes in before until I burn out.
Now, tell us about burnout, because globally, over 40% of employees experience daily stress. But in Australia, it's about 61% of workers that report burnout. If someone was listening to this, how do you help them identify that they are in the process, in the middle of burnout?
Wow.
Or the beginning of burnout?
That's a really great question. Right now, a lot of people have slightly different ways of defining what is burnout, and sometimes we feel overexhaustion and mistook it as burnout. So it's quite important for us to understand what actually it is, and it's relate to your personal and also the organization as well. So that's why when we're talking about dealing with burnout, it's not only a personal issue in an individual level, and also in an organization level. How do you design an environment that you're not exhausting, or the job demand is not creating extra stress that they can't handle?
But it's a good question there, Valentina. But the issue here is that in a corporate environment, like you were saying, KPI, you need to stick to your KPI. You need to have balance between your work, your family, your mortgage, and all that. So when you're saying how to manage your stress, sometimes people have no choice to manage their stress. They have to, like you were saying, they have to do that, right? Eventually you get burnout. So the hardest part now is this one, you say we need to identify when we're stressed, but then what can we do when we're stressed? Are we able to approach our manager and say, look, boss, I am so stressed, can I have some time with my family or go on holiday? So what's the protocol if someone identifies that they're stressed in the corporate environment, and what can they do?
I always recommend speaking up. It's actually very important. And as an organization or employee, they have responsibility from a psychosocial risk perspective to support their employee from that perspective.
Okay.
I think as well, just tapping into that, corporate companies, employers should actually listen more and be able to provide activities like mindfulness, breathwork classes, like teachers to come out to their
What
corporate
world
companies.
do you live in, Valentino?
But there are companies that are actually investing in their staff. They are bringing in breathwork teachers who offer the 1 hour sessions.
Is that for lunchtime break or or afternoon or free?
I don't know, but they believe that, I don't know if you heard of spiritual intelligence, SI. Salesforce has actually introduced spiritual intelligence to helping more of their staff to be looked after in terms of the mindfulness state.
Wow.
And that is providing meditation, providing movement, you know, and breathwork classes. So the more the employers see that they need to invest in their staff, and, you know, everybody knows it costs more money
Of course.
to lose staff, and you have to find a new staff, and you got to train staff up. And that costs
100%.
money.
100%.
That's a productivity outflow, you know.
I agree with that. Like in Asian countries, right? Like say, for instance, they get half an hour to sleep in siesta, like Vietnam, Thailand, and a few other countries, right? Where you go there. Even, I think China, they encourage you to have a sleep during the day.
Oh, they had a pillow below the desk and you took it out and do a nap.
Yeah, and that actually is quite good because one, they're looking after their staff, and two, they have half an hour sleep and they're rejuvenated. So therefore, they're more productivity when the staff come back to work. I can't see why Australia adapt to this kind of system like in Asia.
Oh, they
You know?
they have to. I don't know. A lot of these corporate companies need to. It's, you know, money equals time.
Yeah,
So
correct.
every
So it's
dollar
corporate
counts.
greed.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, it's against corporate
Yeah,
greed.
but I think I see, I mean, just hearing what the industry is saying, they're trying to find ways to bring in, you know, care and support and activities for their, but for you, Sarah, if you had a big enterprise company, corporate company of your own, you know, what would you be doing? What would you be offering for staff?
I definitely
Monday's off.
I actually support 4 days working week, and
You do?
I've seen organizations have done it. Is very successful in increasing the productivity, and there's actually evidence about it.
Really?
Yes.
But then you have to come back and realize, oh, I got to pick up all the slack again because I've missed out on the Monday.
No,
But
because
what's actually happening is rather than picking on the slack is reorganizing your entire 4 days, so it's a lot more productive.
yeah. So instead of having, say, an hour lunch break, right, you might say you have 30 minutes lunch break
Okay.
or 45 minutes lunch break.
Okay.
And eventually they'll add up to a whole day.
Right.
In Europe, they actually tested this, and it actually is quite effective. People looking forward to actually going to work because they've got 3 days off to spend time with their family. And
So
they're
there's
not
more
stressed.
rest. Yeah.
Correct. So the government have actually had this conversation before, Sarah, last year. They were talking about it, but the union knocked it down because the union feels like it's not effective, and again, the union kind of stopped the whole process. But I think eventually, if people are demanding for a 4-day work, I reckon it's a good thing for Australia. But going back to that, Sarah, if you have an opportunity to change the landscape in a work environment using your psychology experience and corporate experience, what would you change to make it more different?
Wow.
Yeah.
Suddenly feel like I have a lot of power.
You got power now,
You
Sarah.
do. You've got the
have power
money.
to
You
change
have
now. So
endless
what would you do?
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would send all of the leaders to do some proper leadership training.
I totally agree.
Trying to influence those with power.
Yeah, yeah.
So we set a more healthy and balanced culture in organizations and community.
So what does a good leader looks like to you in your world?
I think good leaders are leaders there's a lot of different types of leaders, so just my 2 cents. I felt they have a clear vision.
Yeah.
And they are able to communicate visions very clearly. And they're able to influence a team of people that believes in the vision for the common good. And they're able to execute the vision.
Okay.
And also they feel connected with the leaders, and they feel connected with each other, and create an environment psychologically safe so they can challenge each other in a very constructive way. They can be innovative. They got permission to try different things, and it's happy.
Yeah. So by looking at us two, what kind of leader do you think I am?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Oh my
you.
God.
I'm not
I asked you.
to say anything, and I'm not a
I didn't
telephone.
ask you, so you can do the thank you.
But I can see your communication style is very assertive, and you're charismatic as well.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
Of course.
Oh, that's good.
There's no bad thing.
Okay, that's a
It's
good
about
thing.
how
Do
you
you rather
leverage in
be a
different situations.
passive leader? I don't think so.
I am a very passive
No,
leader.
you're not.
I am a leader that allows my staff and employees to do things under one condition. And they do it right.
Okay.
But
So
I'll-
there's an enabler.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't enforce my laws and policy. I would encourage them to be innovative and think outside the box, right?
Yeah, Davey's not a micromanager
No.
as a leader.
No.
He gives you the leverage. He gives you the power. You is your vision as well, and he wants that to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real leader.
That's,
Yeah.
I'll buy you a box of chocolate.
Yeah, I
tomorrow.
do. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's chocolate cocoa black, please.
You are tuning in with the Three Quirks and a Dirk, 89.3 FM, 2GLF. We have Sarah here, the award-winning speaker, leadership coach, and the TEDx trilingual. I like that. Sarah, what do you think of that name?
I don't know. Maybe it is something worth exploring a bit further.
I think you should start your own chapter. That's your calling, Sarah.
Wow.
TEDx Bilingual by Sarah Tse. Yeah, I like that. Now let's go back to the first conversation we have about your journey as to why you left the corporate world and now you're heading into winning, speaker, and coaching. Share your journey with us. Why you made the massive transition.
Wow. You do not have another hour?
No, well, you got 5 minutes to share your journey.
Okay, I'll keep it short.
Yeah.
Because I experienced burnout myself, as I briefly mentioned. In 2020, I was made redundant from my previous job.
Okay.
And it was actually during the first wave of lockdown.
Oh, bloody lockdown, COVID.
Yeah, it was that days. So I was sitting at home thinking about my future. I felt like unchecked all the boxes as a successful business leader or professional. And then I'm asking myself, where do I see myself in the next 10, 20 years? Do I want to continue to pursue a correct corporate career? I was working in a financial institution at that time. And what I'm realizing is I don't really want to.
Okay.
And that's really shocked me. So I start thinking about what else and what would be my exit path. But I actually didn't do anything straight away. When the first wave of lockdown is, I actually got approached by a headhunter and went back to work. But 2 years later, a chance, I've given a book about coaching psychology and I read about it. I absolutely love it. So I've then designed to take more formal training in coaching. And I've desired to do in Mandarin, which is my third language.
wow.
So it positioned myself to become confident in coaching client in Cantonese, English, and Mandarin as
wow,
well.
that's impressive.
And I was very grateful that I have few executive clients to be my first couple of paid client. And some of them still with me after 2 years, and they absolutely love this service that I provide. It gave me a lot of confidence, and at the same time, I experienced a lot of massive turbulence at work in my last workplace because of a lot of organizational changes and restructuring. And I took it as a sign, maybe I should start something rather than falling back in the same pattern, working in an organization, happy for a couple of years, then experience a lot of changes and things that you can't control. And I asked myself one question: would I feel regret if I didn't start in 10 years' time when I look back?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I probably would. Maybe I
Okay.
should give it a try. And here I am.
Beautiful. Any regrets at all, Sarah? Any regrets?
No.
No regrets.
Even sometimes when I cry, I do. I kind of kicking myself and say, "Why am I doing this to myself?" Or when I feel like a setback, it's like, "Oh, maybe it's better if I go back to corporate." Or when a headhunter come in with quite a impressive JD, it's like, "Oh, okay, should I apply or not?" But then I think about my mission and my purpose in this season of my life, and I believe what I'm doing right now is aligned with my purpose.
It's interesting because a lot of people take comfort in a 9 to 5 job. They get paid every week. The hours are the same, so they take comfort in that. But they're killing their dreams. Like they don't want to take a risk, so therefore their dream slowly dies. And then one day when you wake up when you're 80 or 90 and you look at your mirror and say, I wish I've done this, I wish I've done that. And a lot of people regret that. A few years ago, in the bra site, a nurse interviewed about 10 people on the dying bed. And exactly the same thing what you're saying. There's so much regrets because they didn't take that opportunity, they didn't take risks and all that. So you share with us today the fact that sometimes it's your passion, sometimes your purpose. You just got to jump and do it.
Or sometimes just burnout.
Yeah.
You know,
and
it
burnout.
happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Go, is this worth living for? No.
No, it's not.
It's not. There's much more to
No.
be.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Because Valentina, you're right. Because traveling overseas now makes you realize in Australia we are overworked. Like you think about it, 7
You
o'clock.
go
to
to
wake up.
Italy. I go to Italy and this 2-hour siesta lunchtime thing. I'm like,
correct.
I'm loving this. I'm never going to lose weight while I'm
Correct.
doing this either.
That's right.
You know,
but you
different
think
lifestyle.
about it. We work 9 to 5 here, right? We come home 6 o'clock every night, dinner, watch TV, and go to bed.
Yeah, we're losing connection.
We're losing
of who we are
connection.
and self-care.
Correct.
You know?
Whereas overseas, it's not about the work; it's a lifestyle. And I think once you travel overseas and you realize that, and you come back to Australia and you realize, wow, why am I working 40, 50 hours a week? And then what's my purpose in life?
You know, when you are working on your own thing, it doesn't feel like work, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you feel like you're living life a little bit more, but even though you're doing longer hours,
Yeah.
maybe, possibly, but and try to manage those times, but you do feel like you feel more alive and you come alive. And I
Yeah.
noticed that when you talk about keynote speaking to me before, your eyes lit up and you shine. So
Yeah,
tell us
yeah.
more about this whole new, well, an added, I should say,
Yeah.
to your additional life.
Okay. I speak a lot about leadership because this is somewhere I'm passionate about. And my keynote is about deep dive leadership. And it's actually start from a painting I did last year.
A painting.
Yes, an acrylic
Share
painting.
this painting with us. What does this painting look like?
This painting is two diver diving under the sea.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a vision. When I was praying, I saw it and I painted down. And every time when I look at that like the painting, I feel peace.
I can feel your emotions too, actually, when you talk about it. So
Because it's so vivid in my mind.
yeah.
Wow.
And you must have a high experiential moment where you were painting.
It is. I remember when I was looking at my own painting, I actually had tears fell down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this helps you dive forward. Did you see what I just said? Towards
Wow.
your
Can
next
you repeat
step.
that, please, Valentina? I was so impressed.
Oh my
I was
God, I
impressed
didn't
by
realise
that.
that.
I was so impressed at that remark. Can you repeat that?
But yeah, so keynote, tell us direction.
Yeah, and then from there, I got my framework that I'm actually using in my coaching as well. It's called SEA. Good analogy because it's
Great.
deep diving, right?
C,
And S stands for still, be stilled. I'm actually not against, but I kind of proposing rather in an era of hustling culture, we need to
God.
pause and be still.
No, we shouldn't be hustling. Full stop.
But are you utilizing your psychology background into your coaching? Because like with someone with you and your experience as psychology, I think you could actually read people's body and the way they talk, the way they act. So that would be a very beneficial skill set to have, especially with your training. Do you utilize those skill set when you do coaching?
I think I'm naturally curious about people, so that's how I ask question. Sometimes people mistake like psychologists like telepathy. They can read your mind, but we don't.
Oh, really?
But we ask questions to help you to express yourself.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. But telepathy. I'm reading your mind now, Davey.
Don't read my mind.
Get out of my head.
Do not read my mind. Get out of my head, because at the moment I want some sake.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, right? Because like, who's your ideal client, and what does that look like to you?
My ideal client are people who navigate a complex situation in their personal and professional life. A lot of the clients are Asian Australian leaders navigating the tension between the East and the Western culture. How do you behave yourself? And I also support teams to enable a better psychologically safe environment in the workplace. Yeah.
Okay, can we go back to keynote speaking?
Thank you.
Can we? We just did a tangent, but let's talk.
Keynote.
Let's go back to keynote speaking.
Yes, I was talking about still.
Yes.
And E stand for explore.
Okay.
Because as leader, you just go deep. You have to explore what's in you. It's almost like finding a hidden treasure under the sea.
Yeah.
And once you explore it, whether it's in yourself or in your team or in your family, like the people you absolutely care for, then you have to act. A lot of time, leaders think a lot of things, but never take a action or intentional step.
So is that A for action?
Yes.
SEA. There you
Still
go.
explore, act. Very simple framework.
Yeah, that's a great framework. I think that's something that.
And what about your clients when you introduce your framework, the C and all that? A lot of people wouldn't be exposed to that. So how would they take that? Do they find that interesting, or do they question your style of coaching? Share that with us.
I've never had anyone question my coaching style, because if they have questioned properly, they won't engage me first. But I always have a discovery call to understand what the needs and what's the pain point and what's kind of vision they want to see in the personal, professional life or area that we've concerned. And they love it because being still is just pressure relieving.
Okay.
And I'm emphasizing starting from being still rather than keep doing something is really helpful for them, particularly for those high achieving leaders. They're already criticizing themselves, not working hard enough or not doing enough. But I asked them to be still. Let me share with you a story. One of my clients came to me and said, I would like you to be my business coach.
Right.
And he said, just my business. I was like, okay, that's fine. And by the fourth session, he came in on that day looking really demotivated. You know, normal entrepreneur are always energetic, right?
Correct.
But on that day, he looks very sad. And I look at him and ask, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Probably I asked the second time, how are you really? And he told me, I'm completely exhausted and I don't want to talk about work at all today. And it's like, oh, interesting, because you're the one who told me to focus the time and effort in your business. And on that day, we explore why he's feeling so lack of energy and realize he has been working days and nights and his wife is not happy. And by the time his wife was pregnant as well, like in a transition period to become a new dad. And there's a lot of things happening in his life that he hasn't really bought in before because he was so focusing on his business. And towards the end, I gave him a homework, say, go away, do nothing for 15 minutes every day.
Yeah, you know, some people need a nervous system reset.
Exactly. You're right.
But
Spot
as
on.
a true entrepreneur, right, what I found interesting is that you're always wanting to jump to the next project, the next project. That's me. I'm finished this, I want to go to the next one. So I don't really have a time to have a break, and that's why a lot of people can't handle that. Some can, some can't.
But your brain actually saying something different.
Correct.
When you're being still, you get more clarity. Because sometimes when you keep running from things to things, right? You're letting you get a lot of stress, and it's actually your limbic system is activating, and you're using your emotional brain, and so which means you can be jumping into things, and your emotional intelligence drops. But if you're being still, you've got a lot more clarity, and your executive functioning part of your prefrontal cortex is more engaged. and you're able to make more smart and informed decision.
No, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Can we move on to our 5 quicker questions because we're almost out of time?
Oh,
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Yeah, let's go.
5
Okay,
questions.
question 1. All right. You dream, right, Sarah? You've had dreams before, right?
yep,
Yeah. Have they been in another language?
yes.
Which language?
Chinese and English, depending on the context.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, that's easy.
I was
so
expecting
simple.
lobster, apple.
Yeah.
Good quality chocolate.
Meat
Good
pie.
quality
Like Cocoa
one.
Black,
like Cocoa
right?
Black.
Anything.
Yeah.
What's the most unpsychologist thing about you that would completely surprise your clients?
Psychologist thing about me.
Unpsychologist thing, yeah.
Psychologist. I don't know.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
What's
She
your
doesn't
favorite?
drink. That's
She doesn't drink. Oh,
unpsychology.
yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them are stressed. They drink a lot where she doesn't drink. So that's
Do psychologists really
unpsychology
drink?
Of her. Unpsychologist
That's a
of her.
stereotype.
Because they were stressed out
Generalization.
develop
Yeah.
people's problems.
I think it's a bias.
Okay. If clarity had a color, what would it be, and what color is overwhelm?
Wow. Blue or turquoise?
Blue or turquoise for clarity,
Clarity.
and for overwhelm,
Red.
red. Really? Wow. And
Everything's screaming.
okay. Yeah.
What about your favorite music?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually a worship leader, and my favorite song is Ocean.
Ocean?
Yeah.
Who sings that?
Like, it's from. I think is it from here?
Oh, I think I know who you're talking
Lionel
about.
Richie?
No.
No, it's
Okay.
a worship song. It's actually one of the songs that inspires everything as well. I
Ocean.
almost got a
Yes.
theme song.
I've heard it.
Spirit
Okay.
lead me
Yeah.
where my trust is worth
That's
the
it.
border.
That's it. United?
Okay.
Is it from United?
And what about...
Yeah, Who's on United, I
if,
think.
What if, for argument's sake, right, that we could grant you one wish today?
Yes. What would it
All
be?
right. What would it be and
One
why?
wish.
One wish. I would love to have a team to work together. Because sometimes a solo patrol is actually not say lonely, but I love working with people. Although I have different partners to work with, but I love to start having a team.
Excellent.
That's achievable. That's
Yeah.
achievable. Folks, you are tuning in with the Three Quirks and Turk 89.3 FM. Sarah, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
the Three
much, Sarah.
Quirks.
Loved it.
Great leaders have to go deep. What's your Instagram if
Social
people want
media.
to reach out to you?
Or Facebook.
Connect with me on IG, like Shema Coaching, SHEMA coaching, or found me on LinkedIn and Facebook, Sarah Tse.
And your plans for the weekend? What are you up to this weekend?
My plan for the weekend, I'm going for brunch. I'm big with like brunch eating, so I'm going out with girlfriend and having brunch and
Nice.
church on Sunday.
Nice.
I love that. Thank you so much, folks. You are tuning in with the Three Quirks and Turk.